Okay. Hello everyone, my name is VGM, and today I'm going to be playing Rabi Ribi. For those of you that know this game, recently there was a character that released, DLC character, similar to the Kirby Extra modes, similar to like Meta Nightmare and stuff like that. Today I'm going to be playing that character, Cocoa, a very high skill ceiling character. Also a very low skill floor. She recently released 2 months ago, actually. This is going to be a 100% speedrun. The main goal of Cocoa is to get her faster than the main character, Arena. Hopefully, at some point. Anyways, I think today I'm going to play on the Orchestra DLC. Unless there's any objections in chat. There are 2 soundtracks we can choose from. What does chat think? Any objections? Orchestra? Whenever I submitted this, I did not believe that Orchestra had been released yet, so... Assuming it's all fine. So, unfortunately, this character does not actually have a story mode. I tried my hardest to see if I could circumvent this. But if you load a save as this new character, the game actually forces you into speedrun mode, unfortunately. So, not really much I could do. I tried, I guess. But it's fine. Not very many people see the, Yeah, this is the, base game, OST. Orchestra. Keep in mind, not all of the soundtrack, or not all of the soundtrack is orchestrated. There's gonna be some mixed in. So either way, you will still get to hear the base game soundtrack, somewhat. Anyways, without further ado, suppose I might as well get started, otherwise I'm gonna rant forever. Might as well give a quick warning, there is gonna be a lot of flashing lights in this game, so if any of you have epilepsy, or, anything that might conflict with that, this run might not be a good watch. There will be a lot of flashing. This game is a bullet hell primarily. Well, sort of. Bosses are gonna die quickly, but there's still a lot of lights. Anyways, I'm gonna give a quick countdown, and then we're gonna be ready to get started. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. If my controller will work. There we go. Prologue time. So, a quick thing to note about Cocoa, this run is going to be abusing a lot of glitches. I'm already using a glitch right now, known as Super Movement. Her base Super Movement, which causes her to go really fast there, is frame perfect, down and jump input in the air for 1 frame. Now we automatically have an upgrade that lets us go even faster, because brr. And yes, this is a 100% speedrun. Just ignore that I passed up that potion. It's, this game has some weird scaling. If you go outside of low percent, bosses get harder and tougher. And have a lot more health and don't want to die. So we're gonna try to prolong that as long as we can for this early section until we can become strong enough to, DPS rush bosses. Alright, coming up on our first boss here. And yes, this game actually did appear at GDQ. And first boss is dead. So yeah, hope you get used to seeing this cat go all over the place, because it's gonna be happening a lot. And trust me when I say that. I mean, this is literally the entire run in terms of movement. It's only gonna get crazier from here. Whoopsies. Let me see if I can do this boss strat. Just barely missed it. That's fine. Alright. We're actually going to be getting our first potion right here. It's a health up. We can actually get a few, but we're gonna be making some trips, through some areas as well. Revisits, if you will. Because there are some areas we can't quite enter yet. Whoopsies. There are going to be a lot of mistakes in this run, so hope you can forgive me for not playing quite as perfectly as one might expect. So, the story of this game, the quote-unquote story, for Erina, the story is that you, first have to go find your master, who is in Rabi Ribi Town. That's the first part of prologue, that's it. You just have to find your master, through any means possible. Cookwood doesn't exactly have a story. There is no story. Actually, the developer has even said so. It's just play the game, go fast. However, that being said, I will try to give as much of a summary of the plot as I can. Not that much is really going to be happening for a large portion of this run. Nice. So that was a girl named Ashley there. She wanted to research us. And, yeah, no. We don't like being researched, obviously. It's a bad idea. Being researched by a magical girl? Coming up on town right now. Gonna be entering the first chapter of the game. Yep, pretty much. Why are we slotting them? Because... video game. If I can do this trick... What? Pause menu, please. There we go. I don't need to actually do this, but it's cool. Gonna eat a donut here. Refills my boost, which you might have saw me use already in the Ashuri fight. Okay, Chapter 1. The main goal from here on out, at least until the post-game, is going to be to collect as many town members as possible, otherwise known as magic users, to power up this stele, so we can get Master's sister back. And if we were playing as Erina, find out why we turned into a bunny. Girl. Human. Because Erina was originally a bunny. That being said, the entire plot's thrown out the window because we're obviously not a bunny. We're a cat. Cats are better anyways. Cats can't, or bunnies can't do that. Only cats can. Worst badge in the game right here. For those that are unaware. There's our high jump item. Lets us jump higher. We're not going to be grabbing that. We don't need it. It's a bad item. If I can do this... just as I say that I need it. Funny. It's fine. Everything's fine. This is okay. This is totally not a garbage run. Anyways. I'm gonna try to do a little trick here where I'm attempting to hold left and right and jump into this corridor here. There we go. Because, with the wall jump item that I attained all the way before the first boss of the game, yeah, we did a lot of glitches to get there. Normally it lets you only wall jump twice, but if you hold left and right, you can wall jump 3 times, because this game is funny. That's all I really know. This game has some really jank mechanics. More super movement. Hopefully I don't die in this upcoming section. It'll be really bad. I'm getting really low on health, and I'm gonna be taking mandatory damage here in a second. It might be looking a bit spicy. That's not cool. Whoopsies. How did I wall jump there? What? Okay. Sure. Try to avoid this. Missed. Rip. Well, I assumed it was going to be mandatory damage, but no. Turns out we can just pogo through the spikes instead. That would be mandatory damage as Erina, though. But we are playing Cat. Cat goes fast. Cat doesn't have time to take damage to spikes. Alright, so we're gonna be equipping our first badges here. Attack Trade, which increases our damage by 25% and increases the damage we take by 50%. And a badge called Lucky 7, which basically means the 77th hit, we deal 777 damage. Which kind of melted that boss. Okay, we're coming up on another boss fight here pretty soon. We're not quite out of low percent just yet. We do still have to fight bosses in these first few chapters here. The game's not going to let us quite off the hook just yet. It will be soon, though. And then we can begin our item hunt. This is not good. Butchery's being mean today. So normally as Erina, you would want to rush to this area as quick as you can in order to get an item known as Air Dash, which is Erina's fastest movement. You also would normally need an item that would let you enter one-tile corridors. We don't have that item, so how do we get this? Well, we kind of just go in reverse, because we're Cocoa. Cocoa does things. That is literally this entire speedrun. Cocoa does things that Erina can't. There's our first, zip that isn't a Pogo zip. Oopsies. Okay. Coming up on our next town member here. Again, still avoiding items for now. We don't want to quite go above 10% yet, which is the threshold we need to stay under. And now we have one of our best combat items. We will be using other things such as a regular combo, but Air Dash right now is really good for stun-locking bosses, and it's a bit too good, because I just out DPS rush. Oh boy, this run is special. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm gonna avoid this item for now. Okay. Whoopsies. Next boss fight. Can we get her down? Can we get her down? Oh, we got close. We got close, but not quite. Really close to skipping her cut in. That's a shame. Alright, this is going to be our final boss fight before we finally get to exit low percent and can start collecting items. See, after this, say hello to the item hunt of the game, because we're going to be getting a lot of items. Normally, we would have already exited Chapter 2 by now, or Chapter 1, excuse me. You only need 2 town members to exit Chapter 1. But, yeah. Chapter also adds boss weight and makes bosses tougher, which we do not want while we're this early on in the game. So we're just kind of taking off these bosses while we can. However, now it's time to grab items. which is the entire point of the speedrun. It is 100% after all. Can't just avoid items forever. Yeah, a lot of 100% routing actually involves trying to warp as little as possible, which is kind of weird. You would think fast travel would be fast, but when there's a lot of interconnected areas, fast travel quickly becomes slow whenever it requires a menu to use every time. Instead, you could be using all of the game's neat little shortcuts to get to and from areas instead of actually warping all the time. There's some really interesting routing. That being said, this route isn't exactly perfect. It has some issues, for sure. As every early speedrun does. As you can see, we're finally outside of low percent. I can go faster, please. I can go faster, please. Thank you. Doing some more casual zips. Might as well say that zips are a part of the Rabi Ribi experience. Because they do happen to a lot of casual players. Are they intended? No, but they're not exactly going to be getting fixed anytime soon. Okay, here we are. On to the beach. My game's doing a bit of lagging here. I'm gonna be avoiding that item there, because we're gonna be coming through here again later. Because we don't quite have the upgrades we need to 100% this area yet. Might as well put that off. Until it would be more applicable. I'm gonna go for a quick swag strat here, see if I can pull it off. Oh, cool, I did. Nice. In a different category, we would actually go all the way there and skip this entire upcoming room, right here. We would fly up on top here, and not have to deal with any of this. That being said, that is significantly more difficult than just doing the room the normal way. For obvious reasons, having to navigate out of bounds and all that other stuff. Alright. There's our first boss skip. Bosses are just suggestions in this game. We don't exactly need to follow them. And with 5 town members obtained, we are finally ready to progress the story. So, we didn't quite get where we wanted to be in this. Instead, we found a clone of us ourselves, or of Erina. We're actually not Erina. We're a cat. That's fine though. It's another way to prove that kitties are better than bunnies anyways. There we go. And immediately to chapter 3. Gonna do a glitch here, which lets us skip this mini-boss. Sort of. So does mini-boss glitch. Whenever you select a file that's has a higher number than 4, it tells the game to end the mini-boss whenever you kill one enemy. It's really useful for ending mini-bosses quickly, obviously. Otherwise, they're gonna go on for quite a while. Sometimes for several waves of enemies. This is a really annoying boss to do fast. She's gonna boost, isn't she? Please don't boost. You're gonna boost. Yep, there it is. Rip. So even whenever you're going really fast here, this boss is a bit of RNG. I'm gonna try not to soft block here. Okay. Nowhere near soft blocking. So it is possible to kill this boss too fast. A lot harder on 100% because of how much boss, or how much health these bosses have. How much boss they have. Yeah, they're boss alright. Yeah, if you manage to kill a boss before they get to really do anything, the game does not quite like that. At all. It black screens on you. and you have to restart the game. It's not a crash because the game is still technically running. Everything's kind of working, but it's not going to progress. Okay. Sorry if I get quiet sometimes. I am reading my notes a little bit. Because this is a route that I created a few hours before the marathon. This category has been under a lot of reroutes recently. So a lot of core parts of the route were changed. Meaning, if I'm not careful, I could easily forget an item, and then we could be in trouble trying to track down which random item was forgotten. And that's not a good thing, because the item percent tracker in this game isn't exactly accurate. You could have 99.5% items, and the game will say you have 100%. So, if something like that happens, then, even if it says 100% and I don't actually have 100%, that would still mean an invalid run. Regardless. Because it's not actually 100%. So I would, kind of like to have a valid run. Just a little bit. This item up here is, yeah, I hate this item. It's not worth grabbing yet, but I usually end up forgetting it for some reason. I'm gonna make sure to not forget it on the way out. Otherwise, I'm going to be in trouble. A lot of trouble. Okay. We finally got an item that lets us enter one-tile corridors. What the? What's going on with my pogo? What? It's eating my iframe? What? I have never seen that before. What? Huh? I'm confused. What was even happening there? Please. Okay. Do not miss the health up. Please. Don't miss the health up. I did tag the warp, right? Yes. Good. I didn't miss the health up. We're fine. Everything's okay. Probably. Alright, so... we're gonna be making our first trip to shop. There are a lot of walls you can zip off of, but... sometimes zips are not really worth going for. Unfortunately. Either that or I don't feel comfortable doing them. At times. Okay, so... if I can turn off the... okay, good. We did it. So with the upgrades I just made, my new bunny whirl item here now doesn't use SP when used, and not only that, my wall jump is now infinite. And yes, I did go through a map square so fast it literally didn't register. There's gonna be a lot of that going on. This game is fun. Okay, so we're gonna go grab a Chapter 7 item right now. There it is. We're in Chapter 3, by the way. See if I can do it. Nope, rip. Guess we just have to fight the mini-boss then. There is a weird little strat you could do to skip this mini-boss. Sort of. It kind of dies anyways, so it's not really much faster. It's probably slower to do it. And yes, I will be grabbing that on my way out. Okay. We grabbed the air jump, which is our double jump, and using our angled bombs, we are going to climb up here. Grab this item here. Not die to these maids, hopefully. This is known as Reverse Assistant, where we basically, well, do exactly as the name suggests. Going through this place in... hello? Hello? Please. 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 Okay. We're fine. Everything's fine. And, yeah, that was a boss. Didn't quite get to see it. If you enter boss rooms in the wrong way in this game, the bosses spawn in the wrong room, and if a boss doesn't have a screen lock, you're free to just leave. Or if there's a save point in the room you're in, you're free to save your game and then load your save, and the boss is also gone, and is counted as recruited, and beaten. This game has some weird skips. It's all pretty fun, though, either way. Okay, we're gonna be sitting here. The fast travel all the way to the other side. More zips. The only thing I can really say for these zips is that there are little one-tile corridors that I'm taking advantage of. Because if there's a one-tile corridor, you can very easily, if you have enough speed, which I have plenty of speed, the game will put you into collision and zip you. The zip direction in this game is rightwards. The ranking of the skip boss is E, the default ranking. So if you're going for, like, a, you know, max rank playthrough, you obviously can't skip bosses. That's not going to work. Okay, mana up. This should be everything. We believe so. Okay, do not forget the attack up on the way out. This thing sucks. I could attack the... Hello? I don't have the high jump. I didn't have high jump, so I couldn't do that. That's funny. Oopsies. Okay. Now we're gonna be leaving the lab. Normally you would leave through the warp stone here to go do other things. We're not gonna do that. As I said earlier, warping is slow. We're gonna get the items we missed in here earlier. And go from there. Yeah, this is gonna be our movement throughout the rest of the run. It's this. We're gonna be jumping up in the air, and using super movement to, just kind of cruise. Okay. We just did a neat little skip there to get to an area early. We shouldn't be too white yet. I do not believe that Erina can do that. At least, not as easily as Cocoa can. As I said earlier, Cocoa is... she's fast. Very fast. Although for those that are actually keeping track of the item counter, every time I get a major item, it increases by 1%. Health ups increase that by 0.4. Attack ups and badges by 0.5, and pack ups and region ups by 0.67. It's kind of a weird number, because sometimes it's 0.67, other times it's 0.66. Reason being, I tried calculating it only using 0.67, and I ended up with 100.36% items in my route. Obviously, that's not possible. This game definitely has some weird math going on with its item calculation. I keep throwing bombs the wrong way, and throwing slide bombs everywhere. And missing... This run isn't perfect. Honestly, no Cocoa run will ever be perfect. It's impossible. I'm gonna hope to stunlock this boss. This is a disaster. Okay, well... an effort was made. Sort of. It's fine. I am gonna be losing a lot of time, though. Ideally, these bosses wouldn't get to attack. However, how hard that is to prevent them from attacking... it's, something. Sometimes it's really easy, sometimes it's really hard. And this... What is going on with Saya right now? Saya, please. Saya, please. Saya, please. You're making me look like an idiot. Come on, Saya. Come on, Saya. Bye. Thank you. I'm gonna try to do a cool little skip here. Normally you have to go around. Oh, if I can do this. Here where this is. Okay. Normally you would have to go from the left here to trigger this cutscene, but no, we don't do that. For Cocoa. We trigger cutscenes in the wrong direction. And break everything. Arrow and Sucini are actually part of the Bunny Strike attack. This Cocoa's version of the Bunny Strike. She summons some friends to help her out on her journey. It's a pretty cute attack. Also really good, surprisingly. It requires no commitment. Arena's Bunny Strike requires a lot more commitment than Cocoa's does. With Cocoa's, you can just summon them and then do a combo. With Arena's, you have to actually go out of a combo to do it. What is... what? That was... I bounce. Favorite jump in the game right there. Okay, let's equip some badges. If I can hit the boss, that would be nice. This boss, in particular, is really annoying. She doesn't really like staying comboed. Or much of anything. That and she goes into a defense boost phase really early. And if she goes into that phase, that's a gigantic time loss. Not really much I can do to avoid it, though. I'm gonna be entering it regardless. It's just being... oh, that's not good. Yeah, that's ugly. I would have hoped to have seen some numbers on that HP bar there. Not... that's a rip. Bunny Strike it is. You're gonna be seeing a lot more attacks than I would like. Ideally, she would already be dead by now. But not really much I can do about that. I misinputted, and she got off an attack while I was boosting. Oh, my air dash had no hitbox. Yay. That's a mechanic. For some reason. Whenever you get off a hammer combo, your air dash can have no hitbox. Literally none. I don't quite understand why, but... okay. The item hunt begins, for real. Even though it kind of already began a while ago. Just gonna be collecting items without bosses getting in our way. We don't have to worry about item percent anymore. Why am I doing that? Not that. Let's get slide bomb. Yeah, if you all have any questions, do feel free to ask, because at this point, I feel like a lot of stuff has been explained. Like Cocoa's movement, there's not really much to explain anymore regarding that. What you see now is pretty much what you're going to be seeing for the rest of the run in regards to movement. Just seeing it performed differently. But if there's anything you'd like to know, then feel free to ask. We're coming into the forest now. And I'm gonna be able to finally show off a skip I've been looking forward to showcasing, which is, what I call cat skip. Was actually just found, I believe it was yesterday. Or the day before. Either way, it was found really, really, really recently. And it makes a certain section of the run coming up a lot more bearable than it used to be. That being said, it's going to require quite a bit of out-of-bounds movement, so I'm hoping I can pull it off and not fall into the void and die. That would be a terrible, way of failing. Alright, if I can actually get up here. Be nice. Could have got this from below. Mistakes were made. It's fine. This entire run is in a nutshell. Mistakes were made. Do some neat little slide bomb tech here. Throw the slide bomb outside of the tunnel, so I can go in with hammer roll here, and teleport out. Cocoa, please. Thank you. Okay. So, are you guys sick of darkness yet? I am. No more darkness. That's gonna make some upcoming tricks a lot easier. In some of the, shorter categories, you have to navigate through dark rooms without that. So there's actually some boss skips you have to perform in the dark without being able to see. It's an interesting experience. Like a lot of things in this game. I'm kind of used to, doing it, but... Neat little boss skip there. And yes, the bouncing in the corridor is intended. So yeah, right there I just used my slide bomb to bypass an event. Whenever you teleport with the slide bomb, the game actually draws a line between your current position and the position you're going to be teleporting into, and then it checks if there are events in the way. And if there are, it triggers those events. In that case, I managed to get the game to draw a line in a way where there were no events, when there should have been, and managed to skip a boss with it. It's pretty interesting how slide bomb works. There's a lot of things Cocoa has that, they work, I guess. What's going on with my splits? Weird. Okay. No. This is no DLC. I believe my game auto-saves here, so I'm not going to save. But yes, it does. 2, 3, 4. Okay. We're out. And now I have a few more things to do. Make sure I'm tracking my map. I think I'm in the correct spot. Not quite. This is good enough. It's barely missed it. Okay. Oop. Come on. Come on. Don't make me look like an idiot. I did not miss this in practice. Come on. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, this has not happened before. Alright. Whoops. We died. Let's try that again. Hopefully with less death this time. That would be preferable. There we go. I managed to get the faster method. That's good. So this actually skips a mini-boss, known as the Plurk Cats, which are very annoying. It also skips over half of Plurkwood, what I would consider the most annoying area in the entire game. We only have to come here for one item that's gifted to us after beating the boss here. And to beat the boss, you have to go all the way through this area that's in the shape of a P. Instead, no, we don't do that. Screw that. Screw this boss too. This boss also sucks. So, gotta kind of gamble here, roll the dice, hope she actually cooperates. Opens these platforms. Which she's not going to do. Thank you, KK Bunny. Much appreciated. What I'm trying to get her to do here is open these platforms so that, my slide bomb will fall into the spike pit here. Eventually, she's gonna close up the spike pit again. But my bomb isn't going to come with the platforms. It's gonna stay down there. And if you jump in a slide tunnel when there's only one tile above you, the game will zip you. That means that we can just do this. No more KK Bunny. The boss is bad anyways. Really RNG based, and I'm glad to not have to fight her, though that was probably slower than just fighting anyways. There are actually multiple methods of skipping her, even as Erina, but I prefer the non-buffered method. Okay, let's go to town. I should have split here. My auto-splitter isn't working. Now I gotta find the stupid bunny. Where is she? I need to buy this too. Guys? Thank you. Not wanna buy the buffs. Okay, we're fine. Everything's okay. I'm trying to sip. There we go. Whoops, almost got it. Can I... Oh. Oh boy. Oh boy. Little bit dicey. This movement is not looking too good right now. That's... Okay. Can I do... So this trick is, called Cocoa Cave Early. It's not actually early. But it's early enough for us. Well, let's to get this item here, and if I can do this zip, I can get out as well. There we go, now I'm out. That took a bit longer than it should have, but everything's fine. Game's getting a bit laggy here. Whoops. Whoops. Okay, this run is very scuffed. This is basically your average Cocoa speedrun. I know it kind of looks like I'm goofing off right now, and I kind of am. But this is about what you should expect of a Cocoa speedrun. However, that being said, there is actually a Cocoa task that's going around right now. If you want to see optimal Cocoa gameplay, meaning she beats the game in 5 minutes, I would recommend checking that out. Trust me, Cocoa... Yeah, what you're seeing now, the task puts that to shame. Good, my air dash has a hitbox. That's unusual. Normally it doesn't. Wasn't surprised. Oops. I would like to not zip, please. Thank you. Alright, so, remember those items we skipped at the very, very, very start of the game? There they are. And now we can move much faster. Ideally. So it's faster to grab them now. No, there is not. There is an all town members category, but there is currently not an all max rank category. Maybe for, like, a category extension sometime in the future, but currently there is no such category. Okay. We are almost done with Spectral. We're gonna be making a detour since we have to trigger a boss. Which I actually think we already did because of where KK Bunny spawned. Also, there's currently not an all achievements run either because... yeah, this game has a lot of achievements. A lot of them. Okay. So, we are about to beat the main game. Only 42 minutes into the run. We're already at the quote-unquote end. That being said, though, we're gonna do a gigantic sequence break. Normally, you would beat the main game in Chapter 5 after actually finding your, Master Sister. And eventually taking on the antagonist of the main game, known as Noah, who, if you're playing as Erina, turned you into a bunny, and made you take on her body so she could become alive through you. But, no, we're not even gonna interact with Miru. Or any of that. Which is unfortunate because I've heard a lot of people say that Miru is actually their favorite boss fight in this game. She does not get any screen time. You will not see her. Instead, you get this. Alright, we're now at the main game final boss. There we go. She's a bunny. Normally she'd be just like us if we were a bunny. She's a bunny. We're a cat. I'm kind of just making up the story on the fly because, a lot of this game's story relies on you being a bunny. And, we're kind of not a bunny. Yep. We actually skipped a lot of bosses. The skip is actually known as 4 boss skip, for a lot of Japanese runners, because it skips the Chapter 4 boss fight. It skips Miru, Master Sister. It also skips Noah 1 and Noah 2. This boss is normally called Noah 3. Obviously, we've only seen one form of Noah, and it's this one. Which is kind of a good thing, because the second form of Noah is really bad. Well, outside of casual. He's a complete joke in casual. Also, this boss is not really going that well. Noah, can you not do that? Can you not surround yourself with bullets, please? Thank you. Credits! Except we're not done. So we're skipping them. Actually, we won't be seeing credits at all this run, unfortunately. Because this game, or this run, does not end on boss defeation. It ends on, 100% items. You will have to continue playing even after both credits roll. And yeah, they kinda did. What was that? What happened there? Did it, like, go into the ceiling for some reason? What? What's happening? Okay. Okay. Really annoying boss fight. If we weren't in a speedrun. Instead, we just blow them up. They're dead. They're gone. Don't have to see them ever again. Now, that didn't actually kill them. The developer actually, left in a little bit of a funny glitch that used to happen in the game on lower difficulties, where it would kind of mess up the crystal's behavior so that they would just kind of not behave normally, and the boss gates would open, letting you leave. So, yeah, there's a bit of a simulation of that behavior going on. They didn't technically die, but they pretty much just got blown up. I zip here too? Yeah! Good zips. What am I doing? Go through the room, please. Okay, we're gonna be entering the first post-game area, known as the Hall of Memories, which is where a lot of movement is gonna come into play. This section is only movement. That's it. There are no items here. It's nothing. Just movement. Flying through enemies, that's it. I would love to see an optimized Cocoa task of Hall of Memories with all of her items. It would be amazing to see. Because I am not doing this section justice with how cool the movement can get through here. I can promise you that. There's a lot of cool movement strats you can do. Yeah, speaking of sales numbers, this game actually sold surprisingly well, all things considered. Unfortunately, I'm not really sure how well the Vita's doing. Vita Rabi Ribi, considering the Vita, I don't think it's going to be getting its final release. For its final DLC, like all the other consoles are going to be getting, but, at least Vita has Rabi Ribi, I guess. Can I not die in Hall of Memories, please? Dying on casual? What's this? Yeah, might as well say this is actually the lowest difficulty. This game might look a bit too easy. I can assure you it's not. If you're not careful, like, even during speedruns, you can die on casual very easily. A lot of casual speedruns only have 60 HP. Or for Cocoa, 40. That's not very much HP to work with. Since Cocoa actually starts with less max HP than Aeronet does. As you can see, I'm kind of running a bit low at the moment. I've taken a lot of damage. Oh, there's 53 HP right there. I might actually die here. If I don't play my cards right. I'm gonna have to use a cake. I'm using a cake. Screw this. Where's the safe spot? There it is. I don't want to die here. So that would be a major setback if I was to die in that room. I'm not doing that. Normally I would do all sorts of zips here, but I kinda don't want to get soft locks. I'm gonna refrain for now. Yeah, there's a lot of areas that we just went through that you haven't quite seen yet. This is one of them. An underwater area known as Aquarium. Whenever we get to it, it's not really gonna have water. Because, we don't like our aquariums with water. Water is not cool. Water makes our zips kind of impossible. Or nearly impossible. I say nearly because they're not, but you might as well say it's task level. It's really stupid. I'm not doing that. So, no water. Can I jump? Okay, into the Snow Palace. Home of the Bounce Bounce. Otherwise known as Nieve, the bear. Really, really annoying boss fight. I'll say that much. Really annoying. All that being said, we're not really going to be seeing her in this run. She has an item behind her. Doesn't mean we need to fight her, though. Now, if you know what Nieve's arena looks like in this area, it's kind of tightly packed. Not really a way to easily, get, you know... Can't really sequence break it. Right? Well, about that. Cocoa has some fun stuff. 2, 3, 4. Missed. That's not good. Well, I'm gonna take this opportunity now to go grab this item, then. Actually, I probably should have waited until after I grabbed the water orb. Whatever, it's fine. Badge. I was supposed to get a speed zip off of, a ceiling. You couldn't see it. I just barely missed the timing. We have backup strats, though. I'm gonna go for... the funny backup strat. Who needs all these fancy zips when you can just literally climb over the trigger? Yep. Oh, my pogo was eaten by the ground. Great. It's fine. Don't zip. Okay, good. You can, zip off of bomb chain blocks. And, in some situations that can be very bad. If you're just trying to pogo through a corridor like that. So I'm gonna go through here. I need to clear out Icy Summit first before I do any funny business. I missed the spring tech. It's unfortunate. Would have been nice to show it off. Okay, back up. And now it's time for the skip that Erina wishes that she had. So, remember how I kept saying that slide bombs were really useful? Well, they have a neat little property where they have to obey the screen boundaries. And, if you could somehow offset the screen position, say, to the very, very, very top of the map, you can, warp directly to there. And do this. Now we're on top of Aurora Palace. And look whose arena it is. No bears are fought in the making of the speedrun. There she is, and there she's not. Good riddance. I hate that boss. Really annoying. That being said, though, you don't really get to hear Bounce Bounce, which is a fun little meme song. So, I guess there's a negative. Also, yeah, the camera kind of spazzes out here. I kind of didn't split here. Okay. Now it's time for a trick known as Waterless Aquarium. Normally aquariums have water in them, because, well, that's what an aquarium is. It's, you know... has water. Well, we don't like our aquariums with water. So, just gonna reject that. If I can zip whenever I explain the things, that would make this run a lot better. Oh boy. There we go, much better. So, we're kind of out of bounds right now, obviously. Gonna go in here, there we are. This is the aquarium. Without water. This place is supposed to be entirely filled. Now it is. When you enter this arena. Okay. So now everything's normal. We can collect our items like we're supposed to. Or sort of like we were supposed to. I don't really think any of this was intended. At all. That's fine. Misplaced ball jump. Rip. That's a shame. There are some air dash ships I could do in this area to save some time, but they're very annoying. I would rather not do them. A speedrun where you don't actually go for the cool strats. I didn't get that. Hello? I want to get the cool strats. Don't... Okay, thank you. I am losing a bit of time trying to show off instead of actually going fast. There's a lot of things I should not be doing here. But it just looks cooler to do them. You know? Gotta have some fun, you know? I'm going to assume I've collected every item so far. I hope I'm not missing anything important. Really hope. I've got my notes in front of me. I've been following them, I think. Then again, I've also forgotten how to use warp stones in this game. True story, by the way. So, yeah. Not a good thing. Okay, so... finally get to leave this place. And... into the beach, again. We came here earlier, but we couldn't quite clear the area? Now we can. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. Clearing the area. It's an attack that we could have got earlier, but it would have been slower to do so. Also, this magic type that I've neglected literally the entire game that a lot of people actually really like. Some like it better than blue. I am personally not a fan. My magic type references were, had nothing to do with the routing of the speedrun. Maybe. Maybe. Green exists. It's not really good for damage, unfortunately. Unless you're playing super optimally. In which case, well, it somehow becomes good again. But I'm not good enough for that, so I can't really use green. I do have it. Can't really use it. Okay, there's some weird strats I'm gonna try to pull off right now. This is known as a slide door teleport. And naming things up on the fly. There we go. Slide bombs are very balanced. Basically, teleporting while using a door. Which I believe is frame perfect. Okay. Item, please. Thank you. And there's our region up. Took us forever to get. We finally got it. So there's a bit of some weird routing going on right now because we actually have to go up here twice. To the exact same spot, actually, and do almost the exact same thing as earlier. Funnily enough, both bears could be skipped with basically the same method, except this time we're not gonna go really high up. We're just gonna go high enough. I said high enough. High enough. High enough. Excuse me? We're going to go high enough. Please. Thank you. Jeez. That was really odd. So now, we're gonna be heading towards the east. If only enough, this area was actually available at the very, very, very start of the game. We just never came here. We kinda came in reverse. Just a lot of hundo routing. Just doing things in weird orders to make things faster. That was supposed to be a double jump, not an amulet. Hey, remember how at the start of the run I mentioned that we have a high jump item? Well, here it is. Now we can jump higher. As if we needed to do that. We totally don't have infinite wall jumps already. I do this when he's up. Yep. There we go. There's actually an item in the wall here. Normally, these tiles would be, not the way they are, because we would enter the proper way, but we're, going fast, so we don't do that. Now I can wall jump even higher. Something we definitely needed to do. Yeah, all of the fast categories, like, I forgot, for some reason that path blocks off. Until you leave the room. I don't understand. You can't even go here normally. For some reason, the game thinks it's still in boss mode. I don't understand. This game is weird. Obviously, the game was not in boss mode, or should not have been, because the boss was already over with, but mini-bosses don't reflect that. You actually can't even change your badges after you defeat a mini-boss. The game still thinks you're fighting a boss. After the boss is over with. Little oversight on the dev's part. I always forget about that every single time whenever trying to leave. It's really annoying to deal with. Okay. Don't fall. Please do not fall. I do not have a warp stone. Okay. Would have been a disaster because I don't have a warp stone for this area. Would have had to go all the way through park again. And yes, if I had fallen there, that would have taken me all the way back down. Bad move. Really bad move. We're doing our final cleanup of High Bridge. Just some casual zips here and there. I would say this run is starting to wind down a bit. We do have some hard sections coming up very soon. Sections that I've honestly been concerned about this entire run. Because I think I'm on decent pace? I think PB pace? And if I don't get good upcoming boss fights, that's not gonna be happening for very long. So I kinda need some good fights. Hopefully. An upcoming boss battle needs to be done pretty much without taking a single hit. Because of how the gimmick works, if you're not careful, you have one damage, or you have one health. Because the boss will deal damage to you constantly. We gotta go fast, so we don't need to care about that gimmick. Except for whenever we die to it. But in an ideal situation, you wouldn't die to it. You wouldn't need to care about that. Yet. I mean, I have time. If worst comes to worst, I'll actually play the fight normally. We've got a few bosses until then anyways. I'm gonna try to go fast. You know, this is a speedrun and all. But if I have to, I will play things safe. Hope not, though. Yep, gonna have to play some Toho for a bit. I need to tag this warp. Where did my bomb go? What? I threw a bomb by accident, and then it didn't even explode. Okay, game. I'm pretty sure I blew up that block, so I need to do this. We have pretty much all we need there, so we're going to Sky Island Town again. Wait, that's not an item. That's an egg. What am I doing? There's actually a abominable entrance right here that could take us into the library, for the final area of the game. That Cocoa can blow up when you should not be able to blow that up. That's supposed to be exit only for Arena. But, we're actually not going to be using that. As interesting as that would be to use. And actually, 5 eggs does actually not count as an item. You can actually grab it in 0%, it does not count as item percent. There's even a 0% egg achievement. Funnily enough. Hey, got it. I've been looking forward to doing that trick all day. So what I just did there is, I used a max boost with a max bracelet to abuse a weird little property it has for Cocoa in that it increases the height of your pogos. Using what we know about speed zips to enter one-tile corridors, there are a lot of one-tile corridors just off-screen because of how this game's maps were made. Using that, we can just kind of zip in a lot of places. And in that case, using max bracelets to get just enough height, and with the right amount of speed, gets us straight over the boss trigger, and into the next fight. This is actually supposed to be the second phase of the Lilith boss fight. As you might have noticed, there's a lot of bosses that have their second phase as a separate fight. I'm not really sure why that's a common trend in this game, but it works out. You can skip entire phases with no problem. So I believe I'm missing an item. Something tells me I'm missing an item. This doesn't seem right. It's item percent. This item percent is bugging me. Really bugging me. We'll see how it plays out. I'm pretty sure I'm missing a mana up or a health up based off the item percent. I mean, I could check now. That would require pausing. I'd rather not pause unless I absolutely have to, and I think I am missing an item. I know what item percent I need to be at by a specific point, and if I'm not at that, then we're gonna be in trouble. I'm gonna have to go item hunting for a random item that's somewhere on the map. It's probably just one, though, so it'll be pretty easy to find. Thankfully. Probably somewhere in the lab. I had to take a guess. Okay, here's our first shmup section. This will be returning. However, we don't really need to care. We just need to blast her right up close. Yellow magic is actually really useful for these sections, because for some strange reason, it's an odd behavior during shmup sections, where all of its projectiles deal, normal damage instead of combined damage, which is more balanced. Which means yellow magic gets incredibly broken. Okay. Over the trigger. There we go. Actually, I think I might actually have all of the items. I don't think I'm missing anything. I think I do have everything. But I was missing something. Huh. Odd. We're about to find out. Can I get over this wall? Thank you. Yeah, we're actually nearing the final bosses. We're about to fight some of the game's post-game bosses. And soon afterwards, we're going to be fighting the true final boss. Not the true final boss, but the true final boss. This game has a lot of true final bosses. We already fought a final boss. It wasn't good. It wasn't true enough. Yeah, the plot of the post-game is rather odd in that it's kind of just resolving any leftover island problems, like, for example, the Hall of Memories spawning because of, us using the still to travel to the other world. Or, an arc that's gonna be coming up very soon, which is, the Irisu arc, which is where we need to kind of resolve an issue. Our good pal Irisu, who loves us. A bit too much. She started a whole fan club over bunnies. They really love bunnies. Why'd I say in the original story we're a bunny? That's kind of a problem. Just a little bit. Crushes are okay, but when it gets to an unhealthy amount, that's when it gets kind of manga-esque. Please keep your crushes in check. There are actually some cutscenes in this game where Irisu does actually stalk the player. And then runs off when spotted. So it's not something that's completely out of nowhere. Yeah, bunnies are great. They're adorable. If you ever find a bunny at your local animal shelter, be sure to give it a few head pats. Or 50. Or 100. Or maybe even take it home if you can afford it. I'm sure it would enjoy your company. Yeah, this fight's supposed to be an auto-scroller, by the way. Turns out, we can actually abuse that, and still make her take damage anyways, by decreasing her defense, thank you debuffs, and cursing her so that she takes damage when we take damage. Also, by the way, we actually do have all the items, I believe. Yes, we do. We have all of the items we need. I'm not forgetting anything! Normally, I'm forgetting items by this point. This is unusual. For once, an actual 0% items run that gets all of the items the first time. It doesn't miss anything. Actually was not expecting to have all of the items. I actually expected to be missing a lot. I thought this run was going to be a disaster. To be perfectly honest with you. I mean, I have the time for it to be a disaster. I mean, we're still not past the hardest boss fight in the game, or in this run. She could still murder us, and she's coming up very fast. Right now, in fact. Need to be very careful about this upcoming boss. Do I have consumables? I have donuts. I'm fine then. I'm going to disable Max Bracelet. Eat a donut. Talk to Miru for buffs. By the way, in case you haven't realized, buffs and debuffs are very important in this game. Huge. Time is once I get the last item, yes. I will, shout out time when that is the case. Before that happens, though, credits will roll again. So whenever credits roll once more is whenever time, will be coming up. We've got a while. This isn't the final boss yet. Okay, so this is the boss I've been scared about this entire run. This boss, which its gimmick will be apparent very shortly, has a special little gimmick known as 99 Reflect. If you deal more than 100 damage to a boss that has the buff 99 Reflect, you will take that damage back in full. That means, we have no health. Health does not exist during this fight. So, what normally would be an easy win means we have to take no damage. One hit, it's all over. That's it. Survival can't help us. We could eat a consumable, I guess. But I'd rather not. My damage is looking really odd right now. I don't like this. Come on, Remy. I'm gonna eat a donut again. I really need the boost. I forgot! You gotta be really careful during these aerial phases. If you're not careful, then she'll still have 99 Reflect, and if you blast her with your Sunny Beam, you will take damage. A lot of damage. Which is what happened to me right there. Okay, good. I'm gonna be taking it off for the next few sections. I do not want to die here. I'm gonna be DPS rushing this next section, and then I'm gonna hope that I can survive the next attack. I hope. I'm not gonna be able to get off of that in time. I have no consumables. Final phase, let's go. Can we do it? Can we do the final phase without taking damage? We actually have to dodge, and the attacks kind of get a little bit difficult. More than I'd like. That was gonna hit me. Come on. Rumi, be nice. Rumi, be nice. That was a lot hairier than I would have thought. We did it. GG. Perfect fight. Literally could not have been any better. That was really good. Okay. Well, that being said, it's time for the final area of the game. We just did the Rumi boss fight. Which, basically means if we got hit once, we were dead. Hardest boss fight in the game. Either way, perfect fight. Really good. Okay. I think we're fine. Time for the final area and the final boss of this game. Nice. We just have 2 more items we need to grab in this area. That's it, just 2. And then it's final boss time. Keep in mind, time will not be after the boss is dead. Time will be whenever I collect the final items in town. Which are after the fight, by the way. Again, I will say time whenever that happens. Okay. So, we're gonna be nearing the final boss in reverse. We don't need to fight her the normal way. Why not fight her in a funny way? By the way, this is a heal pad where we can get free healing. Not that we need it. We will be using it to go fast, though. Kind of funny how that works. The safe strats are actually the faster strats. It is true. Ow. That did no damage, Irisu. That was pitiful. I'm sorry. Okay, so I kind of have to be careful with this fight, because if I'm not, she'll actually go and jump up on this wall over there, the invisible wall, and she'll just kind of sit there. And attacking her while she's up there, it's annoying. Really annoying. And not only that, I also run the risk of potentially zipping out of this fight, which will not trigger the ending sequence, meaning I will not be able to obtain the final items in the game, and if I'm not careful, I could actually softlock the entire save. So that's not a good idea. Really bad. So I have to be very careful how I manipulate her. Otherwise it could, not good. I don't know when my last actual manual save was, and I don't know where the autosaves are in this area. So that going south could be bad. I don't think we're gonna have to worry about that, though. She seems to be doing just fine. Wow, she's being very mean right now, though. Very mean, boss. Okay, next phase. Yeah, the actual true final boss of this run isn't the final boss. It's the boss right before. This boss is a joke. Might as well say the run's over, as long as I don't screw up drastically and get myself killed somehow. Which is basically impossible at this point in the run. It should be impossible. I don't doubt it's still possible. Somehow. Never seen it happen, though. Okay, I need to stand on the right side of the screen here to manipulate the Irisu clones to spawn on the left side. If they spawn on the right, they go up top there. That's bad. That's really bad. Thankfully, she will always spawn the opposite side of the screen that you were on. So we can just kind of chill here. Hey, Irisu. I know you like actually having an HP bar. And you're normally quite tanky. But, sorry. Nope. We don't like this. You're done. I need boost right now, though. I need boost really badly. For strat. I need boost. I have boost. Okay, we're good. Everything's fine. I have boost. Got it just in time. So, remember that Chapter 7 item I collected earlier in this run? way back in System Interior, within the first 20 minutes of the run. Well, I'm gonna be abusing that. This item lets your boost persist until your mana runs out. We have this heal pad here. Our mana will never run out on this heal pad, meaning our boost is infinite. And we're using the boost that makes bosses take 666 damage whenever we get hit. So the strat for this phase of the fight is to constantly get hit. Well, try to get hit and fail. It's not every day you actually see Cyberflower getting uses like this. But sometimes you do see them. Couldn't hit that, really. Mana, mana. I need mana. There we go. Yep, reverse Danmaku, getting hit as much as possible. This fight is almost over with. Yeah, it's a rather funny strat. Thank you, aimed bullets. Very cool. Bring the pain to me. Yes, Erina can use this strat. And Irisu's done. Time is coming up very soon, by the way. I know you all really want to see the credits, but unfortunately, we can't do that. Because we have items to collect still. Very shortly, though. I was wanting to put together a credits cheat to let me see the credits after getting the items. I didn't get around to doing that, though. But, unfortunately... this is where our fun ends. Final 2 items are right there. 1, and a 2, and that's time. GG. The run is over. 100% items, for real. Ooh, this was a run. By the way, that was actually a PB/world record. According to my live split, 1:29:07, a world record by 7 minutes. Which is not what I was expecting considering the start. It was a rather scuffed run overall. I will be improving this, obviously. It was very fun actually running it a really, really long-a-thon. I wasn't expecting this run to get in, and yes, this was world record. By 6 minutes. Wasn't expecting this run to get in, considering this is a cutscene % marathon. But we managed to get in with the speedrun-only character. It's pretty nice. I love being able to show off Rabi Ribi wherever possible. Huge shoutouts to the Rabi Ribi community for helping route all of this stuff. And helping me get better at the game, obviously, and overall just being a really fun community to be around. If y'all want to join the Discord server, it's actually on our speedrun.com page. You can find a link there and maybe get some insight. There is also another character, Erina, that doesn't have quite as broken movement as Cocoa does, but she's still a pretty fun character to play. Currently, most of Cocoa's categories are actually faster than Erina's. Erina's 80% is 11 minutes, Cocoa's 80% is 6 minutes, with the tasks being 5. Highly recommend the task, by the way. Highly recommend. If I can continue shoutouts, shoutouts to Chair G Tables for making me a better speedrunner, and overall, shoutouts to you guys for sticking around and giving moral support. Yeah, can watch cutscenes in Erina mode, but unfortunately, this character cannot be played in story. I really tried using cheats, it didn't work. Well, all the shoutouts done. Also might as well shout out Rabi Ribi fan 400910. They were supposed to be here, but they are probably sleeping. Shoutouts to them for being a Rabi Ribi fan. and for also playing Randomizer with me and proving how much I am not good at Randomizer. By the way, this game has a randomizer. Recommend that too. I'm just shamelessly plugging everything about this game. Anyways, that's all for me. Hope you all enjoyed the game, and if y'all didn't see this game before, I recommend buying it. It goes on sale pretty